Hi guys, welcome to my open source contribution. My name is Noah Lunberry. In this video, I'll walk you through how I added an auto theme option to Mumble, which is an open source low latency voice chat application primarily used by gamers and communities for high quality voice communication, used all around the world, which I used also. So the exact issue that I worked on was issue number 6515, which was assigned to me a few weeks ago. So by default, Mumble lets users manually select light or dark mode on the app, but my new feature adds an auto theme option that detects the system's theme and applies it automatically to the app. So firstly, I opened the lookconfig.ui, which I will show you in a second, because the UI is built on this Qt framework. So what I did was I added in this checkbox with the text here, the choose theme based on OS. So users can check this if they turn it on if they want to detect their themes, the OS's theme, or check it off if they just want to use it manually. And then so after I added that, I saved it. And then what I did was I went into the lookconfig.cpp, which should be the first thing here. So this first part, the first line of code that I added, it connects the checkbox to a function that I created out later. Where I will apply the system theme once the checkbox is selected. So here's that the function that I was talking about here. So if it's checked, then we'll set the system's theme. If it's not checked, it won't. Pretty straightforward there. Let's see. And then, so in the settings.h, I have a Boolean. Wait, here it is. In the settings.h, I have a Boolean here. So the system will remember if the user wants to have the auto theme on or off. And so if they close it and open it back up, that setting is still saved for them. After the settings.h, what I've changed up was, let's see. Yeah, in the themes.cpp, I wrote the logic in here that detects whether the system is using light or dark mode and sets the appropriate theme in the Mumble automatically. So this is pretty much the core functionality of how it detects the system's, if the system is using light mode or dark mode. So this is pretty much the main line code actually. So using Stack Overflow and the Qt documentation, that's pretty much what I figured out. So it checks the system's color scheme and applies the right theme in Mumble. And then it connects back to the lookconfig.cpp here, where if the auto theme is on, then we set the system theme. If it's not, if the auto theme is off, then we just use what the user has selected. And so it's a total of 6 files that have actually been altered and sent off to the GitHub to be checked. Let's see, what else do I have to talk about? What turned out the way you expected? So the things that turned out the way I expected were the auto theme, the checkbox in the Qt designer, which is pretty straightforward to use because it does have a nice graphical user interface here. And so the changes, once I saved it, it was pretty easy to see in the code that I added this checkbox. Another thing that was pretty straightforward was the actual system theme detection using the Qt. A lot of it was looking at the documentation for Qt and seeing how it detects the system's theme. What didn't work? Let's see. So I had trouble just running the app on my system. So the CMake and so just build issues. That's honestly kind of my fault. I struggled to get the project to build because I had a lot of missing dependencies and misconfigured CMake settings. Also, another problem that I had was it's just such a huge database of code here. So figuring out what I actually had to change, what needed to be altered for this one, it's a pretty small feature, but there's a lot of settings that need to be changed and a lot of files that need to be changed. So understanding this huge code base was a struggle for me in the beginning, but I figured it out. And then what I learned, I learned how to use, look at a huge code base and then implement features in a huge code base. And then I also learned how to, send a pull request. This is not my first pull request, but, going through the process of actually setting up a pull request to GitHub and getting it approved was definitely a good experience for me. What you will do differently in the future. In the future, I would probably start the project sooner.